pleasure to introduce the Hayward TECHFIT team, and I'd like to read a little bit about what this is all about, and before I turn the show over to them. The Hayward Middle School TECHFIT team will present their award-winning TECHFIT exercise game. TECHFIT sparks STEM interest in middle school students by inspiring next-generation innovators to design and implement technology-based fitness games to get people moving and having fun while simultaneously and positively improving their health. So who says geeks can't be fit? All right. Students learn how to program using Scratch. That's a free programming language that allows students to create an interactive animation of their extra game. They move on to something called Nano Navigator. This is a flowchart style programming software with a simulator that allows students to troubleshoot their program before uploading it to the controller. And students then learn how to wire the controller that runs the extra game. And finally, they build all of this and test their extra game. I should mention that the Hayward Middle School team was one of 30 schools in 8 states to offer the TECHFIT program. And the Wittenberg Math and Computer Science Department sponsored the team as they traveled to Purdue University for the TECHFIT computation. This was done last December. As one of 7 teams from 5 states. And they were named the Showcase Champion, yeah, and received the People's Choice Award. So I'd like to present the TECHFIT.
It's in its 4th year. It's a Purdue University and University of Charleston, or College of Charleston in South Carolina. It's a joint collaboration between them. It's funded by an NSF grant. It's in its 4th year of the grant, $1.2 million grant. And they've trained over 30 schools. Brian, you were reading that for us, like over 30 schools across the country. And we found out about it kind of on a fluke. So, and Dave will tell you about that in a little bit. Basically, the purpose of TECHFIT is to interest middle school students in some of the STEM careers. We tend to have, a big gap in education.
We're at Hayward, and I taught science for 17 years, and the district started a Project Lead the Way program back in 2008 at the middle schools. And I thought that would be something interesting to get into, kind of a logical step for me in my career, going from science into technology, knowing that that was where we needed to be driving our kids in the future with all the technology and everything that we have now and that we're going to continue to have. So this past year, we were looking at trying to find some ways that we could offer additional electives in technology. We currently offered energy and the environment class for the kids, a robotics class, and a class called design and modeling where they do learn the design process and then do 3D modeling software, Autodesk Inventor, to do some different projects and 3D printing and those types of things. But we wanted to offer some additional things to our 7th graders. And at the time, we were also looking to try to get Hayward designated as a STEM school with the state of Ohio. So we had filled out an application. We're wanting to find some other things that we could do. We'd have to go down. We'd try the game without technology to, kind of see what was going to work and what wasn't going to work, and kind of fine-tuned everything from there. And then after, again, everybody learns how to do the Nano Navigator. So everybody is learning all those different components to technology. They all sit down and do some of the wiring. They all have to do some of the programming. So they're learning all those components. About that time, we spent maybe a day a week trying to do some brainstorming with the group, and they came up with the final obstacle course. It's kind of a compilation of all of the different ideas the kids had. We've got 5 different stations, or 6 different stations, 5 stations. And the kids kind of whittled that down and decided what they wanted the game to look like. We broke the kids up into teams. Some of them were on a Scratch team, and they worked on making the Scratch program to show how the game was played through an animation. Some of them worked on the Nano Navigator to write the programming. We had a team for doing all the wiring, hooking everything up, all the components, all the sensors. We had a PR team that put together the video that we had to submit to Purdue to the showcase, to be invited to the showcase. We had a team that was a build team, so we took them down to the Dome, which is the Old South, the Springfield Center for Innovation, and the kids got to go into the wood shop, and they used the saws, and they used the drills, and they used the sewing machine. You know, they sewed up all the fabric here for the agility ladder. And they had never, you know, used a sewing machine or used those saws, so it was giving them a lot of opportunities outside of just the technology experiences that they didn't have otherwise, or hadn't had to that point. Then we had to put our video together and we submitted it to Purdue University. So they invite all the teams that are holding a class, and there's only 4 schools in Ohio that even do this, and we're one of them. There's one in Bellefontaine, one in Akron, and one in Cleveland. And you have to submit a video. It goes online. It was online for about a week, and the public had the opportunity to go in and vote on their favorite video, the favorite game. And the top 7 of the top 8 were selected by judges, but the 8th team was selected by the voting. And we were one of the 8 teams. We got invited over to Purdue, and we went over in December to present the game. They had to present it, the game itself, to judges in the other schools, and then all of the work and the videos and everything that they had done to prepare for that. And we ended up taking first place in the tournament, and we also...
This is the agility ladder. You have to go in and out, going up and down one time. To start, you have to push the start button, and the time will show up. And this is the Hula-Hoop Station. You have to push the button, go through the Hula-Hoop Station, push the button 3 times each. This is the White Pulley Station. You have to lift a 25-pound weight, and it has to hit the sensor every time for 5 times. This is the hurdles and burpee station. You have to do the burpees 10 times, and it has to hit the center in order to count. And when you're done with the burpees, you have to do a hurdle, 2 hurdles. This is the push-up station. You have to do 10 push-ups, and when you are finished, you run over to the button, and it'll click, and your time will end.
Squats. Jumping jacks, guys. Is it a break? She said you don't need a break.
Now?
Yeah, you're good.
Are you sure? Hey.
You guys got to squat. Squat.
Be careful. Keep squatting.
You get a 30-second rest.
Oh, great. I think I need it.
Now go tap out. Yeah.
All the way.
There's a sensor up here. You got to get it that high. It breaks the sensor.
There you go, like
There you go. You got lucky. Picked up twice.
Okay, we're
One back and tag out.
Okay, that's somebody else's turn.
What? Perfect. You're up. You're up. Okay. Oh.
push-ups.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's
10.
Free tuition for everybody.
I've officially said
She was hopscotch first.
Okay. Sorry. Now what?
he goes.
What do we do?
You guys do squats.
Yeah, you guys.
Multivariable functions. How many times?
Should be one more after this, I think. There you go.
John, go.
What?
Black one.
Oh. Black one? Okay.
Is that?
Huge ring of keys.
Come on.
You would think it should be, right?
Thank you.
Ken never seems so far away.
I'm getting beamed by Dr. Andrews. Come on.
One,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hit the buzzer, hit the buzzer, hit the buzzer.
Yeah. Jumping jacks.
Oh, go.
Jumping jacks.
What's the next exercise? We all in place, we all in place.
I'm gonna need this video.
Okay, great.
Never you thought, isn't it?
I can't do a burpee. How do you do a burpee?
The black one.
Oh, okay. Is that it?
That's 4.
Is that 5?
Yep. Oh, you got 10.
You gonna take?
I can't. 7, 8.
It'll be.
Oh. Slow down. Push it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.